Hello Twitch and eventually YouTube and people. Today we're going to be doing, or I should say rather tonight, we shall be doing a flight between Kilo Sierra Golf Foxtrot and Kilo Charlie Oscar Uniform. Basically Springfield, Missouri to Columbia, Missouri. Kind of home of the two biggest colleges in Missouri. Oh, we're going to need to refuel. 12 gallons is not going to be enough. Go ahead and select Ozark Air. Give them a little bit of business. We're going to be going to 35 gallons. That's 25%. Let's just go ahead and refuel to 71 gallons. I'm going to go ahead and refuel, and I'm going to go ahead to banking here and quickly put 1,000 into my cash. Although this flight is being done, so I should probably go ahead and transfer all of that to Fickert Airways. This flight is being done by our 4 Fickert Airways instead of myself. Provide a little bit of revenue there, but the companies, the groups, do not earn any type of interest on their account balances, though you do for personal. So right now I'm flying most things personal, just as a matter, of course, of habit. So we see the pretty northern lights, which I'm not exactly sure why, because we shouldn't be seeing the Aurora Borealis in Springfield, Missouri. I mean, it would have to be one hell of an electromagnetic storm, but there she be. So apparently we've gotten cockeyed on the runway. Dials and stuff like that. We are going to be flying the Beechcraft 58 today, the Baron. Well, this is going to be interesting because panel. Lights flood. Taxi. Lights on, panel lights on. Nope, out of the plane. No. Hold on, let me see if I can set up the. Alright. Avionics Master. Okay, comm. There's not. Oh. Sometimes track IR. I guess I'm at a certain angle where track IR kind of flips out. Let me see if I can't. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything up there. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the interior floodlights. Sub-panel lighting. Oh, that's right. View. Toggle aviation flashlight. Can't do that. Oh, but we have night vision goggles. Well, night vision goggles. Well, this is gonna make this a little bit better. Okay, yoke. Oh, that's kind of nice. Parking brake on. Taxi light on. Nav beacon on. Stripe. Apparently can't do anything there. Booster pump. Okay. Back prop sync. Alright, looks like one engine has started. And engine number 2 has started. Woohoo! Let's go ahead and go to FsEconomy. We're going to go ahead and log in. Start flight. Alright, our flight has been started. 71 gallons of fuel aboard, 5 loaded. Alright, that's all looking up and up. As deer run across the airfield. Now this is supposed to be Springfield Regional Branson National Airport, I guess now, as they call it. Alright. Taxi for takeoff. Or I should say set for takeoff. Looks like everything's good there. Transit. Cowling flaps closed. Alright, so I guess the next thing here is to go ahead and turn off that. Oh, interestingly enough, we don't have any frequencies here. We can't see those with night vision on. Interesting. Flight plan. No, we want to clear Poplar Bluff. We are not going to be flying. Clear. Yes, clear that. We are going to be flying to enter. No, not saved. And Kilo. Charlie. Oscar. Oh, went too far. No. There we go. Oscar. No. Come on. There we go. Uniform. Columbia Regional. Enter. Accept. Flight plan direct. And activate. Flight plan. Yay! Alright, got all that figured out. Next step should be local map. Alright, Unicom Tower 1.1.9 approach departing. Tower 199.9. Alright, so we want to go to 119. 0.9. There we go. Switch frequencies. File flight plan. KSGF. KCOU. Looks like we can now okay, so that's not clearance and delivery for here. Oh, 123.67. 3 point. No, 1 too many. 23 point. Okay, 665. I guess that's 67. So I'm gonna go ahead and go here. File. Okay, that's kind of scary. What just happened with... Oh, flaps came back up. Alright. So that's what it kind of sounded like. So... flight plan is filed. Should be tuned. 123.665. Request clearance. Okay, I guess it had to be 675.
November 4-5 X-ray Sierra. Cleared IFR to Kilo Charlie Oscar Uniform as filed. Maintain 1000 squawk 4700.
Back transmission.
Cleared IFR to Kilo Charlie Oscar Uniform as filed. Maintain 1000 squawk 4700. November 4-5 X-ray Sierra.
Alright, so push that in. Gotta get adjusted here. Alright. Is up. have a very pretty Aurora Borealis that you shouldn't be able to see in the this far southern part of the southern hemisphere. I'm going to assume that's probably Interstate 44 over there. So let's see, what do we have in our passengers manifest here today? We're going to go ahead and open it up. We got 1, 2, 3 college co-eds, an exotic dancer, and an Ozark Air executive. Heading to Columbia, Missouri. I guess college co-eds are going to visit their boyfriend or girlfriend. Who goes to Mizzou? Or maybe they've just been visiting their significant other who goes to SMS. Well, I still call it SMS. I went to Drury, which is a private university college. Well, when I started with Drury College, it was a 4-year private liberal arts college. And I guess today it's Drury University. But it was the same town as SMS, or then Southwest Missouri State. Now it's just called Missouri State University. And it's the second largest school in the University of Missouri system, with something like 25,000 students. It rivals that almost of Mizzou. Mizzou's about 25 or 30,000 these days. Okay, so we are really about 900 above our assigned altitude, but air traffic controllers don't seem to be bitching at us yet, so all good there. Now I have to say that nighttime flying in X-plane looks a lot better, generally speaking, than in FSX. But I have photorealistic terrain for the state of Missouri for FSX, so VFR flights during the day, or even IFR at certain altitudes at about 3, 4, 5, 6,000 feet or higher, look pretty darn good. But the photorealistic textures basically suppress FSX's default auto-generated scenery for nighttime flying, so no lights. It's a very, very dark sky. So ETA is about 20 some odd minutes here. I'm going to attempt to go here and turn off Track IR. I can look at the keyboard. And then speed up game time just a little bit here. PC can run with their current rendering options. So we're basically at 175 knots, it looks like. Our ground speed is indicated at 198 knots. Alright, Track IR is back on, so we can kind of take a look out. Terrain. Really set it this time. I wonder if we missed a call to change radio frequencies. I think there should be one. At any rate, 23 minutes, we're about 3x, so 10, about 8 minutes real time here. So again, I went to college down in Springfield, Missouri, and have relatives that live in the Columbia area. Uncle and aunt. Uncle worked for whoever was running the lottery at the time, as he has a master's in math, and would write their computer programs and stuff to figure out lottery numbers and odds of winning and actuarial stuff. And my aunt was a school teacher. They're both now retired. Still live in Columbia. And we're on our way. I tried to stop off to him. Wife takes a ski trip, and this year I got shagged along to go on the yearly ski trip out to Colorado in the wintertime, snow skiing, and tried to stop off and meet them for dinner, because we stop at Columbia for dinner on the way out, and usually for lunch on the way back. Tends to be a good stopping off point for those trips. So I guess that's cage 21 over there, over to the right. Again, nighttime flying is very, very beautiful in X-Plane. With the, exception of the Aurora Borealis going full speed up there. I know there's actually a rendering setting that I can turn that off. And I left it on because I thought, oh, well, if I'm ever flying up around Seattle or Alaska or northern Canada or Russia or something for some reason, that would be neat. I didn't realize that it simulates it this far south. Unless there's a huge magnetic storm that, because it's been overcast and raining the past week here after the tropical depression that hit Texas and came up north here, was there some sort of solar magnetic storm that's been smacking the earth, and we should be seeing it if it wasn't for the fact that it was completely overcast and cloudy out right now and still raining. Hoping next week that we get a couple 3 good days, because we have a window that needs to be replaced, and we have the window, and the folks behind it, or the folks doing it, have been wanting about 3 days, because we have like a tropical planter window that literally we called every other glass company in St. Louis and window company, and they took one look at that and went, we can't do anything about that, or more accurately, we won't do anything about that. So I called a friend of the wife's family who is in the construction business, contractor, and he's like, yeah, I can do that. And his price, windows and all, were about half of the closest person who said that they might be able to do a bay window there, but ended up reneging and saying, oh, sorry, we can't do that. So, took out there was also a garden box in the kitchen that had direct access to the outside in the middle of the winter. You could just stand over on that side of the kitchen and it was 10 degrees colder. Aluminum frame windows, and they're 30 years old. It's time for them to go, and we didn't have any problems with leaking yet, but it was coming. We were one hailstorm away, or from probably starting to develop leaks around those windows, so better just to do it on our terms instead of waiting until there's a problem or a worse problem. The joys of home ownership. And there's always something, kids. Whether it was an air conditioner not working, that was a couple of weeks ago. Hot water heater, similar situation to the windows. It wasn't bad yet, but we also have no idea how long it's been there. It's been there at least 10 years since my wife bought the house 10 years ago. No longer than 10 years ago. 12 years ago. It's at least 12 years old. And so we moved it, It was also blocking our pathway next to the furnace. So we were able to move it. Now we've got a clear pathway into the storage area plus my man cockpit cave area where I do all my flight simming. Eventually I will get better streaming software and hook up one of my webcams. I'll probably end up getting a new webcam too, because I have some cheap rinky-dink ones that do VGA quality. They're okay for the $6.50 I paid for them, but you know, they're El Cheapos from China. And I was doing it for some of the multi-angle shots that I was doing last year, but in the meantime, 2 of them have stopped working. Again, $6 webcams. They did their job. Now I need to see if I can't get them to plug in, but which one? Shadowplay never did recognize them as we pass over. Excuse me. It's a yawn. Is that cage 79? Looks like it. Looks like we could be loading some weather. Now, this should be set up to do real-time weather as well as real-time. So I guess it's... I guess it's clear over Columbia. And the weather's just passing... The last of the weather's passing through the St. Louis area right now. I think over to the right, you can kind of see... Go ahead and turn on track IR here. Over to the right, I think you can kind of see where the end of the clouds are. Over to the east, and that would be towards St. Louis. So, because earlier tonight I was trying to broadcast from FSX. There was a Grand Caravan available at Lambert, St. Louis, and enough passengers to make it worthwhile flying it. And I downloaded a Grand Caravan freeware for X-Plane here, and it was just horrendous. There was no control panel. I guess I could have tried flying it with just the heads-up display mode, but that just wouldn't have been too much fun. This is a default aircraft. One of the nice things about the Baron 58 is it's it's available in both FSX as well as X-Plane. And I'm starting to get a knack or an inkling to buy a cockpit in the next couple of weeks for X-Plane, like Coronado or Albio. And I don't know what I want to get. I don't want to get a B1900. I actually found a freeware B1900 for X-Plane. I've tested. It works. And I don't see any need to go buy the Coronado cockpit again for X-Plane. So I'm going to be looking for something different. And I'm open to suggestions for what to get in X-Plane. I could possibly consider going with a jet, business jet. I would not be against that. And I think we missed a frequency change, because I've not been hearing the ATC squawk about anything. I'm not 110% sure, but at 17 miles, I think that is Columbia Regional Airport up there ahead that just kind of popped into being. I should probably... Yeah, because Jefferson City's over there, so that's going to be Columbia Regional. Alright. 14.5 miles. Alright, we are back to normal time. Oh, that does, I think, take off trim or something like that. Alright, well, I guess it's time to put on the night vision goggles. Ooh, night vision. Alright, I'm gonna need track IR back on here. Yep, I hear ya. I know. Alright, view. I'm going to go ahead and turn my night vision goggles back off. Now again, we're flying at just over 2,000, yeah, about 2,000 feet, so we're not... We're not at a super high altitude, so I'm not going to try and... And I don't normally fly this aircraft, so again, I'm sort of fuzzy on its charts and what are the maximum speeds that you can lower your landing gear at. Alright, we got flaps and gear down. We're 7.3 miles out. Give it a little bit more throttle. Alright, we've just reached an outer marker. .8 miles. Apparently we're going the wrong way. Us to be landing from a northern approach instead of a southern approach here. I guess given the weather conditions and stuff today. Tonight, rather. We do have flaps down. Landing gear is confirmed down. I don't have a feel for exactly good feel for this aircraft. I'm going to try to land her at about 100 knots. So our distance 3.1. I have an ILS feed, but at the same time, I'm not sure that it's actually lined up for this localizer. For this runway, I should say. Okay. killed my engines. Yep, I think I killed my... Hello there, dear. Wow. That's always amazing. View. Toggle night vision goggles. Oh, crap. Outside the airplane. Didn't mean to kill my engines quite that soon. Although I do love the fact that there are deer just running around the freaking... Apparently I have to use differential braking here. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, there's actually runways and stuff here. This airport's actually modeled. This is the first airport that I've been to that's actually modeled out of the game. Hangars, and I don't think it's an accurate modeling, but it's modeled. There's a couple of FedEx planes. Huh. This is the... Oh. I was going to say, this is the first time an X-plane I've actually been somewhere that they actually had aircraft and other stuff actually modeled. Wow. Neat. I guess we'll kind of call it close enough. And that should be good enough to go to the plugins and finish the flight. Logged 46 minutes, still 44 gallons of fuel. Aircraft is no longer rented. I'll go ahead and turn off Track IR here. Let's see the nut results of this. We had 1,000 in the bank. We'll refresh. 2,200. So we made about 1,200. Let's take a look. Oh, but then again, you got to remember banking. Made about 2,300 for there. So Beechcraft Baron. Alright, so we did make a profit of 3,600. 2,300 went to the airline and to the group, Figured Airways, and I got 1,200 of that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and again, groups do not earn any interest on their balance, and since this group is to me 2600. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and transfer everything to the bank, although oh nope, I'm gonna set cash to 0 because I think it already paid out the daily interest for today, but just to make sure. Alright, well, I think I'm done for streaming tonight. I will pick up tomorrow morning, and we'll start, well, 22nd, streaming every day. Well, I shouldn't say every day, almost every weekday. There will be days and times where there are other things that has to be done, but on a regular basis, I will start streaming. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the morning.